Watchman Yahudah Israel. We back at it one more time, y'all. Getting ready to get it in. Get Romans 7. Romans 7 on today. So let me check here. Let's see here. Pull it on up, see what it say here. Yep, Romans 7. Excuse me. Let's get ready to dive on in, y'all. Let's pray. Spirit of the living God, we love you and thank you for this opportunity to come before you humble as we know how. As you continue to supply clarity to your word, the truth of your word, that it be completely true, that it come forth from the Ruach HaKodesh, falling down the souls of your children, speaking up in everlasting life. We believe that it's done, and we celebrate in the master name of Yahushua HaMashiach. We humbly pray. Hallelujah. Hallelujah and amen. Let's fire this up, y'all.
Conference muted. Conference recording started.
I want to thank everybody for chiming in. This is Watchman Yahudah Israel, also known as Pastor Derek Mann, on the evening scripture study on his 11th day in January 2018. We still in the Romans series, y'all, so let's dive on into Romans, the 7th chapter. Let's get it in. Y'all hit y'all friends list. Let's fill the house up so we can see how much of this truth Yahudah shares with us on this evening. Romans 7. Let's do it. Look what it say, y'all. Know ye not, brethren, for I speak to them that know the law, how that the law has dominion over a man as long as he liveth. Y'all heard that? So when people show us scriptures that substantiates the perpetuation of the law, no argument. Know ye not, brethren, for I speak to them that know the law, how that the law hath dominion over man as long as he liveth. So we still celebrate that, you know, the true Israel is waking up and all the prophecies is coming to pass. And a part of that is, man, they in the Torah something fantastic. And you know, he's speaking to those that know the law. It's difficult to talk to somebody that don't know what they're talking about. But he's dealing with folks that know the law. Saul is, right? Know ye not, brethren, for I speak to them that know the law, how that the law hath dominion over man as long as he liveth. Bottom line, that's the truth. You hit this planet, the law has dominion over a man as long as he liveth. Long as you alive, the Most High's law has dominion over you. Period. Y'all got that? So there's no argument concerning that. It's point blank and plain. I'll read it again. Know ye not, brethren, for I speak to them that know the law, how that the law has dominion over man as long as he liveth. As long as you're alive, hallelujah, the law has dominion over you. So again, when people show you scriptures and they prove that the law is perpetual, ongoing, is the truth. Right? As long as you live it, the law has dominion. Look what it say. For the woman which has an husband is bound by the law to her husband so long as he liveth. That's also true. A woman that has a husband, she's bound by the law. The law is what binds her to her husband as long as he's alive, as long as he liveth. But if the husband be dead, she is loose from the law of her husband. See, as long as her husband is living, she's bound to the law of that marriage. But if he be dead, now that's a whole nother animal, ain't it? It clearly, look at the word, what the word say. But if the husband be dead, she is loose from the law of her husband. She's not bound to her husband and he dead. She's freed from that law because her husband is dead. Pretty simple, huh? So then, if while her husband liveth, she be married to another man, she shall be called adulteress. She would be cheating on her husband if she was to marry another man. If her husband is alive and she married another man, tag her. Call a spade a spade. It's the truth. She shall be called an adulteress. But if her husband be dead, she is freed from that law, so that she is no adulteress, though she be married to another man. She done messed around and married somebody else. And there is a criteria that she could undertake, that she could be married to someone else after being married, be married to someone else, and not be called adulteress, and not be guilty of breaking the Most High's laws. Y'all following the scripture? I read it again. 3rd verse. So then, if while her husband liveth, she be married to another man, she shall be called an adulteress. She done broke the Most High's commandment. But if her husband be dead, she is freed from the law, so that she is no adulteress, though she be married to another man. Now she done got remarried, but she's not adulteress. Kind of deep, huh? Kind of common sense. Wherefore, my brethren, ye also become dead to the law by the body of the Messiah. Let's read that again. Wherefore, my brethren, you also are become dead to the what? To the law by the body of the Messiah. I'm going to read that again. Wherefore, my brethren, you also are become dead to the law by the body of the Messiah. Shall I read it again? Wherefore, my brethren, you shall also become dead to the law by the body of the Messiah, that ye should be married to another, even to him who is raised from the dead, that we should bring forth fruit unto the Most High. Wherefore, or just like, know ye not, brethren, for I speak to them that know the law. I'm talking to folks that know the law. I'm talking to the other watchmen. I'm talking to those that study Torah, that know the word. They got camps that's preaching and teaching, that love the Most High, that people are following. They got hundreds of thousands of views and likes on YouTube and Facebook and all that fun stuff. I'm talking to even those that are a part of what they call the church, the assembly. Those that study the scripture, that know the law. How that the law has dominion over man as long as he lives. You need to know that. You need to be clear on as long as you living, the law is there waiting for you. Period.com. And the example of that fact is the woman which has a husband is bound by the law to her husband as long as he liveth. As long as her husband is alive, she's bound to him according to the law. But if her husband be dead, she is loose from the law of her husband. If her husband is dead, that's a wrap. She's free. So then if while her husband liveth, she be married to another man, she shall be called adulteress. She's guilty before Yah. But if her husband be dead, she is free from the law, so that she is no adulteress, though she be married to another man. This is beautiful, man. Wherefore, my brother, just like that example of the woman, wherefore, my brother, you also become dead to the law by the body of the Mashiach, that you should be married to another. Who are you married to? The Mashiach, the Messiah. Wherefore, my brother, you also become dead to the law by the body of the Messiah, that you should be married to another, even to him who was raised from the dead, that we should bring forth fruit unto Yah. Whoa. Did y'all hear that? Wherefore, my brother, you also become dead to the law by the body of the Messiah. How are we dead to the law by the body of the Messiah? Didn't Romans 6 chapter say we was baptized into his death? Didn't it say that? Well, let's go back one chapter and see. Romans 6:1. What shall we say then? Shall we continue in sin that grace may abound? Yah forbid. How shall we that are dead to sin live any longer therein? Know ye not that so many of us was baptized into Yahushua HaMashiach, was baptized into his death? There you have it. We were baptized into his death. Therefore we are buried with him by baptism into death, that like as the Mashiach was raised up from the dead by the Kabah of the Father, even so we should walk in the newness of life. Interesting, huh? We was baptized into his death. So, fourth verse, 7 and 4. Wherefore, my brethren, you also become dead, because we was baptized into his death. Wherefore, my brethren, you also become dead to the law by the body of the Messiah, because we was baptized into his body, baptized into his death, that you should be married to another, even to him who was raised from the dead. We couldn't marry him if he wouldn't have raised from the dead, but death couldn't hold him. He never sinned. Neither was there gall found in his mouth. Death, the power of sin, the power of death is sin. The power of death is sin. If you never sin, then you take away death's power. Couldn't hold him. Wherefore, my brother, you also become dead to the law by the body of the Messiah, that you should be married to another. Now you can marry him because he rose again. Even to him who was raised from the dead, that we should bring forth fruit unto Yah. Folks is worried about lawlessness, thinking that if you not up under the law, then that substantiates lawlessness. Now, a lot of people that is in false doctrine, right, false teachings, you know, they're away from the law and the righteousness of the Messiah. They just scandalous as heck. And I can understand people thinking that based on seeing how scandalous these people be living. But let's not twist the word based on people's lives, because the word teaches he that measures himself by himself is not wise. You can't measure or twist the word based on you trying to protect people from living in lawlessness. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. You're still obligated to preach truth. Because please believe me, the truth of the word can keep you. Everything the Most High created, he created by his word. And he can recreate us, and we become new creations in him by the word. Not adding to the word, not taking away. Our righteousness as filthy rags. He don't need our righteousness. Let the word be the word. Wherefore, my brethren, you also become dead to the law. That's what frees you from the law. by the body of the Mashiach, because the Mashiach died to it. If we go back to Romans 6, it says that. He died on the sin once. and the freedom that we have from the law is in him. Because he the one that died to the law once. He ain't got to do it again. And if we're baptized into his death, we share in that. And like as he was raised up by the Kabah, or the power of the Father, even so we should walk in the newness of life. We've been baptized into his death. And he got up. You know how a husband and wife become one? We should be one with him. And we're the bride. We should be obeying him. Come on, y'all. Wherefore, my brethren, you also become dead to the law by the body of the Mashiach, that you should be married to another. You're not married to the law no more. You're not up under the bondage of the law no more. It's still hovering. No, you're not, brethren. For I speak to them that know the law, how does the law have dominion over a man as long as he liveth? Well, we've been baptized into the Mashiach's death. Wherefore, my brethren, you also become dead to the law by the body of the Mashiach, that you should be married to another, even to him who was raised from the dead, that we should bring forth fruit unto the Most High. For when we were in the flesh, look at the accusation there. If we wake up to righteousness and see what the word's been telling us, for when we were in the flesh, it's saying we were baptized into his death. We're not in the flesh. And the flesh is not saying we're not in his body no more. It's saying you're not up under the influence of that old fleshly nature, the evil nature, the Adam nature, the nature that we were born and shaped in, that Dawood was talking about. They call him David. For when we were in the flesh, the motions of sins, which was by the law, because where there's no law, there's no transgression. The law came and exposed the motions of sin. For when we were in the flesh, the motion of sins, which was by the law, did work in our members, bringing fruit unto death. Everybody became guilty, dead man walking, when the law came. The law exposed the problem. For when we were in the flesh, living after our carnal nature, that evil Adam nature, for when we were in the flesh, the motion of sin, which was by the law, folks want to be under the law. Have you not heard the law? You heard what he said to Galatians. But let's teach it, right? For when we were in the flesh, the most of sins, which is by the law, did work in our members, bringing fruit unto death. But now, whole nother ball game, y'all. But now we are delivered from the law. What part of that you don't get? But now we're delivered from the law, that being dead wherein we were held, that we should serve in the newness of spirit and not in the oldness of the letter. The oldness of the letter is the 10 Commandments. The oldness of the letter is the Torah. But now we're delivered from the law, that being held wherein we were held, that we should serve in the newness of spirit and not in the oldness of the letter. Come on, y'all. Let's get this. Let's get this truth and run. So he can come get us. Because it's getting ugly out here. Y'all know we on a brink of World War III. Better quit playing with your soul and start rightly dividing the word of truth and understand the fulfillment of the law. But we're going to keep dealing with it. Romans break it wide open. 6th verse again. But now we're delivered from the law, that being dead where we were held, that we should serve in the newness of spirit and not in the oldness of the letter. We're in relationship now. Remember our forefather? And I'm talking about to the Gentile that's grafted into the family. We're going to get there in Romans, 11, but we're dealing with it now, right? But now we're delivered from the law. Y'all heard that? That being dead wherein we were held, that we should serve in the newness of spirit and not in the oldness of the letter. You heard that? We got something new going on. and not in the oldest of the letter. Commandments written on stone, but we're going to keep dealing with it. Look what it says. What shall we say then? Is the law sin? Is there an issue with the law? Is there anything wrong with it? Let's deal with it. Yah forbid. The answer is no. There's absolutely nothing wrong with the law. It came out of the Most High's mouth. The problem isn't the law. The problem was us. We're the problem. That evil fleshly nature. We had to die to that nature and to be to walk in the newness of life, to walk according to His Spirit. Because that old nature can't do it. What shall we say then? Is the law sin? Yah forbid. Nay, which means no. I had not known sin but by the law. Now this is for the folk that unintentionally misconstrued that this law is not talking about the Ten Commandments and all that old type stuff, right? That's what they'll say, right? They'll say, oh, this is the ceremonial law, and all that type of stuff. Well, we'll see what law is talking about. The word going to speak for itself. I don't have to, right? I'm just going to teach what it say, right? Look what it say, though. Look what it say. What shall we say then? Is the law sin? Yah forbid. Nay, I had not known sin but by the law. See, we talking about the law, right? For I had not known lust, except the law had said, thou shalt not covet. Isn't that one of the Ten Commandments? Let that sink in, isn't it? So then it's talking about the law. The Ten Commandments. There you have it. What shall we say then? Is the law sin? Is there a problem with the Ten Commandments, is what he asking. Yah forbid. Nay, I had not known sin but by the law, by the Ten Commandments. For I had not known lust except the law had said thou shalt not covet. The Ten Commandments is the one that said thou shalt not covet. But sin taken occasion by the commandment. What commandment? The 10 of them. It was 10 of them. But sin taken occasion by the commandment wrought in me all manner of concupiscence. That's diverse sins, right? For without the law, sin was dead. Remember that where there's no law, there's no transgression. But the law came to expose. People still was dying because they was going against the Most High, and to go against the Most High is sure death. But the law came to expose why people was dying. For without the law, sin was dead. For I was alive once I was alive without the law once. But when the commandment came, sin revived and I died. He run around here religious without the law once. But when the law came, the commandment came, sin revived and he was done. That evil nature of his was bucking up against the word of Yah. It's in the fallen nature of humanity, y'all. You're not an alien because you're tempted to go against the Most High. That's why James got involved and said, in James 1:12, blessed is the man that endureth temptation. Because you got to endure temptation because you going to be tempted. You going to be tested. He going to look good to you. She going to look good to you. And as crazy as it is, she might be looking good to she. And he might be looking good to he. And I'm praying for those that go the extra mile and say they looking good. Everything and everybody, including the puppy. Not the guppy. Leave that fish alone. Watch this. What shall we say then? Is the law sin? Yah forbid. Nay, I had not known sin, but by the law. The law is what exposed. For I had not known lust except the law had said, thou shalt not covet. But sin, that evil nature, right, taken occasion by the commandment, wrought in me all manner of concupiscence. For without the law, sin was dead. For I was alive without the law once. But when the commandment came, sin revived and I died. And the commandment which was ordained to life, I found to be unto death. He admitted that there's nothing wrong with the Ten Commandments. The Ten Commandments is completely Yahweh. The Ten Commandments is complete love. The Ten Commandments is complete righteousness. and it came out of the Most High's mouth. Nothing wrong with it. And he said, is the law sin? No. He's not going to lie on the law. He's not going to lie on the word of Yah. He's not going to lie on Yah. Because to lie on the word, you're lying on Yah. Because in the beginning was the word was with Yah, and the word was Yah. Yah is his word. He's not fronting. He's not casting blame. He's owning it. And the commandment which was laid on the life. See, what Yah said will give you life if you do it. But the problem is, we were scandalous and fallen in our fallen state. We couldn't do it. We didn't do it, and we couldn't do it, and we wouldn't do it. And the commandment which ordained the life I found to be on the death. For sin taking occasion by the commandment. The commandment is what was exposing my death sentence. For sin taking occasion by the commandment. Israel running around here trying to keep the commandments. I'm talking about the carnal commandments. There was commandments before the commandments hit the stone. Anything Yah tell you to do is a commandment. When he said, let there be light, that was a command. Darkness had to get the heck up out of Dodge, and light had to come forth. Because everything that come out of his mouth is a command. But when he made the command and put it on stone, so we can see why we were dying, then it was all bad for humanity. The proof is in the pudding. The pudding was here. For sin taking occasion by the commandment deceived me, and by it slew me. Look at this. Wherefore the law is Yahweh, y'all. Ain't nothing wrong with it. King James Version called it holy. Wherefore the law is Yahweh, and the commandment Yahweh, and just and good. Was then that which is good made death unto me? Yah forbid, but sin. It exposed the problem. Sin, that evil nature. That which is good is not going to kill you. What's killing you is the sin in you. Because that good commandment would have given you eternal life had you obeyed it. But your evil nature said, heck no, I'm going to do me. Self-preservation. I'm going to do what I feel like doing. And that's what's wrong with the world right now. People are in rebellion, and they thinking that religion will bail them out. Running around here with tassels and beards ain't bailing you out from who you are. If you scandalous, you scandalous. You put on an ephod if you want to. If you're out of pocket, you're out of pocket. We already got shipped into slavery and dogged out and jacked for our identity. Getting gunned down and killed. Yah's not playing. We had beards then. Fringes. We had fringes then. Didn't help. Religion not going to help you. You grabbing the commandments. Your forefathers didn't keep the commandments. That's why they're in trouble now. What, you can now? No, you cannot. You did not. Now we on some hype like, do the best you can. And then you're going to blame it on being in captivity. In the land of captivity, do the best you can. How about you just learn the fact that you're dead to the law through the body of the Mashiach and have a relationship with the Most High? Let the carnal commandments go and get the true revelation of what it was talking about. Loving Yah with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength. And loving your neighbor as yourself. Upon these two hang all the law and the prophets. You can grab all the prophets and pull them into it. Take them 2 tables of stone that was given to Moshe, tie them all up, put them all in one little shopping bag, put them in the cart, and check them up out of here. Because the conclusion of what the prophets was talking about, they was talking about the Mashiach's coming. The Yah man, Yah becoming a human being, our kinsman redeemer, and rescuing us. That's what the tabernacle was about. That's what the Feast of Trumpets was about. Unleavened bread was about. 12th verse. Wherefore the law is Yahweh. I admit it. So can you. The word admitted it. And the commandment, Yahweh, and just and good. Was then that which is good made death unto me? No. Yah forbid, but sin, that it might appear sin, working death in me by that which is good. That sin by the commandment might become exceeding sinful. See, the commandment exposed it so you can see it. It became exceeding sinful. It was already sinful. It was already not cool. It was already gendering death, but the commandment came and exposed it and killed everybody. There's none good, no, not one. Didn't you read it, Romans the 3rd chapter? 14th verse. For we know that the law is spiritual. Came out of Yah's mouth, and he's a spirit. The law is words. The words of Yah. Yah is the commandments. For we know that the law is spiritual, but I am carnal, that evil nature, sold under sin. For that which I do, I allow not. Look, the things that I do, I'm talking about in my flesh as a human being, right? Folks love to holler about we only human. This is dealing with all that. This is eating it up, letting you know really what time it is. If you get a revelation, so we can get ready, y'all. So we can get ready to get the heck up out of here. If my people, which are called by my name, will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven. I forget their sins and I hear their land. Don't you want to get healed finally? Well, let's get this. 14 again. For we know that the law is spiritual. It is. Yah is the spirit. Yah is a ruah. And they that worship must worship him in ruah and in truth. For we know that the law is spiritual, but I am carnal, evil nature, sold under sin. For that which I do, my lifestyle, the things that I do, I allow not. The things that I'm doing, I do not want to do. The things which I do, which is disobey Yah, which is sin. The things which I do, I'm sinning, I allow not. Meaning I don't want to. But that's what I'm doing. For what would I do? I would obey Yah. I really would. I would do what he said. For what I would, that do I not. But I don't do it. But what I hate, what do we hate, y'all? Those that love Yah, the Most High. What do we hate? Sin. Going against the Most High, the Creator. Hate it. Told the lie. Hate it. Had no business doing that. Hate it. Upset with myself. Where am I at? For that which I do, I allow not. For what I would, that do I not. But what I hate, that do I. Did you hear the line? I hate it. I'm doing things that I absolutely hate. It's not that I want to do that. Why am I doing this? Wake up. Wake up the next morning. What the heck have I done? Why did I do that? I regret it. It's that evil nature that the commandment exposed. The commandment came to expose the problem of why humanity was dying. Tracing all the way back to Adam's fingerprints. Sold the Most High out for his wife. And she had no business talking with that snake. But she was hard-headed. For that which I do, I allow not. For what I would, that do I not. But what I hate, can't stand it, that do I. If then I do that which I would not, if I'm doing stuff that I hate, I'm sinning against Yah, but I don't want to, I would not. I can sin unto the law that is good. Look at this. The law, I should be obeying the law. I should be obeying the law. Don't get amnesia on me, y'all, that don't had a revelation yet. Remember, the law has dominion over man as long as he liveth. But we were baptized into the Mashiach's death. We're just going through the process here, just to keep it straight, right? Those of the Mashiachs have been baptized into his death. Go back to Romans the 6th chapter, catch up with us. Now, for then I do that which I would not, like accept the law, that it is good. Nothing wrong with the law at all. In fact, it's fantastic. It's eternal life. The Ten Commandments will give you eternal life. If you keep it, never broke it, you good. If then I do that which I would not accept to the law, then it is good. Because the law is the one that's telling me what's right to do by the Most High. Now then, there's no more I that do it, but sin that dwelleth in me. I love the way Saul is saying, look, when I go against the Most High commandments, it is not me. I don't want to do it. It's the sin. It's that evil nature. I really do love Yah. I really do want to obey him. You looking at me like, how could you? I'm looking in the mirror saying the same thing. How could you? You ain't got to bury me. I feel bad enough. Let me go take a shower. Wash this stuff off me. Dust my knees off. Try to shake myself and get this thing right. Because that evil nature is a trip. That evil nature has a mind of its own, and it will take you on a ride, and it will destroy you. How many times have you said, I'll never do it again? How many times you said, I quit? You went right back to it. It's that evil nature, that fallen nature, that serpent-like nature that humanity adopted when Eve was messing with that serpent in the beginning. And convinced her husband. And he hollered, yes, dear. And look at the mess we in now. That evil nature. Now then there's no more I that do it, but sin. He's differentiating between his desires and his actions. Now then there's no more I that do it, but sin that dwelleth in me. Don't get it twisted. The wages of sin is still death. We read that in the prior chapter 2. Because you can talk about how y'all know my heart and all that. The Mashiach had a problem. He said they draw nigh to me with their mouth, honor me with their lips, but their heart, their lifestyle is far from me. So just because he's being transparent and honest, he still know he got a problem. And the problem that he got is leading to eternal death. The problem that we got is leading to eternal death. We're on the brink of World War III. You want to know why? Sin. I'm not just talking about the sins of the people that's plotting this and putting this all together because they scandalous and evil as heck. And they hijacked us for identity too. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the consequences of sin. It's a punishment. It's death. It's working death in the earth. It's finna go down because folks is on their devices. You know what I mean? Twerking. You know what I mean? Everybody rubbing and touching stuff and licking and sticking and tricking. Yeah. Folks is cussing and backbiting and holding grudges and evil. Folks is preaching false doctrine and won't submit to the Most High. Man, he angry with the wicked every day. And Revelation exposed it's going down. So don't get it twisted. The problem is sin and the consequences thereof. Before you close your eyes type of consequences. Because when you close your eyes, there's even bigger, more devastating consequences. We just talking about the consequences that's happening on earth because of sin right now. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Now then there's no more I that do it, but sin that dwelleth in me. He's scooting himself from sin. Look at his honesty. For I know that in me, that's in my flesh, dwelleth no good thing. Look. Where's boasting then is if he's doing good and obeying the Most High. He can't brag about it because he's admitting, I know that it's in me, that's in my flesh, dwelleth no good thing. Even our righteousness is as filthy rags. I don't care about you doing good deeds. The Most High don't care about you doing good deeds. He care about you being obedient to him. You think it's best to do things a certain way, so you do it that way. That's filthy rags. You better do what he told you to do. When he told Abraham to offer Isaac, that was the thing to do, period. Somebody else would have said, that's a shame. He was going to kill his son. That's your righteousness. That's your right. He didn't allow it to happen. But we got to put him first. He is our very life. In him we live, move, and have our being. He was up to something. He was giving us revelation of what he would do in the future. He also was given revelation of not putting anything or no one before him. Then you got to even give Isaac credit. He was a big dude and his daddy was old. He could have whooped him and ran off. But he cooperated. Showing the level of commitment we need to have to the Most High. We're in a fallen state. We need to recover and get back with the Most High. And don't feel that you're an alien when you're tempted to do evil. Care how many evil thoughts you get. Devil try to make you own those thoughts. If you in him, you a new creation, a new creature. That evil nature is still there pulling on you, but you get to tell that evil nature, get up out of here. 18th verse. For I know that's in me. Don't pat yourself on the back. Oh, I don't bother nobody. I'm pretty cool. No, the heck you ain't. All they've seen it come short. Saul wrote all these letters, all these epistles and stuff. And look what he said about himself. For I know that's in me, that's in my flesh, dwelleth no good thing. For the will is present with me. I want to do good. But how to perform that which is good, I find not. How can I claim to be good? I want to do good, but can't do it. Didn't mean to sleep with your spouse, but I did it. You ain't trying to hear that. I was intending on not breaking into your house, but I did it. Oh, was that my key to key your car? Sure was. I sure didn't want to do that. You don't want to hear that. Take that to your insurance company. They don't want to hear that. For I know that's in me, that's in my flesh, dwelleth no good thing. For to will is present with me. Oh, I want to do what's right. It's with me. But how to perform that which is good, I find not. For the good that I would, I do not. Boy, do I want to obey the Most High. Look at the 10 Commandments. I want to obey them. I do not. But the evil which I would not, that I do. Now, if I do that which I would not, it's no more I to do it, but sin that dwelleth in me. Look, there's a part of me that want to obey the Most High, but it can't. I come up short. I missed the mark. And you can get disgusted with yourself. If you don't learn how to rightly divide the word of truth and get a true relationship with the Most High, this type of stuff will sink you. You'll feel hopeless. You got to put hopelessness where it belongs, and it definitely belongs in the flesh. If you're trying to have a relationship with the Most High in the flesh, even according to the 10 Commandments, you got a problem. I'm happy, Israel, Yahudah, that you're finding out who you are, but you're going about it the wrong way when you grabbing the law. And the majority, didn't you look in the scriptures and see that's where we were? When the Mashiach was walking, the law folks is the one that was going against him. And even it is right now. Like what I'm teaching right now, a lot of folks is going against it because they hold on to the law, just like the Pharisees and the Sadducees did. They can't receive the true faith and relationship because they're too busy trying to be justified by the law. And all become guilty before Yah by the law. Now, if I do that which I would not. Talking about the 10 Commandments, going against them. Now, if I do that which I would not, there's no more I to do it, but sin that dwelleth in me. I find in the law that when I would do good, evil is present. I find then there's a law that when I would do good, evil is present. And when you're trying to be justified by the flesh, that evil presence is going to subdue you. You're going to do what you hate to do. You're going to set out to do right and end up coming back defeated because you did wrong. 22nd verse. For I delight in the law of Yah after the inward man. Meaning, in my heart, Heart is right here. This pump blood. But in my heart, I delight in the law of Yah. What Yah say do, I'm with it. But I see another law of my members, warring against the law of my mind and bringing me into captivity to the law of sin, which is in my members. I want to do good. I want to delight in the Ten Commandments, in the law of Yah, in the inward man. But I see another law of my members, warring against the law of my mind. My mind has a law to obey Yah's law. But there's a law of my members in my evil nature that takes me captive and causes me to go against the Most High's laws. This is exposing the death of the Ten Commandments to humanity. This is exposing why you need to get away from it. Don't forget that the law has dominion over man as long as he liveth. That's what it said at the top of this chapter. But if you be dead, you're freed from the law. If you're dead, you're free from the law by the body of the Mashiach. Remember that? I see another law in my members, warring against the law of my mind and bringing me in captivity to the law of sin, which is in my members. It's in the fabric of our existence, the state of fallen man. Look at his honesty, though. He said, "O wretched man that I am, who shall deliver me from the body of this death?" Because you got too many people running around here saying, "You still alive. I'm still alive. I still got life even though I'm sinning." You ain't got life if you sinning. Remember in the last chapter it said, the wages of sin is death. Yah's the same today, yesterday, and forevermore. He ain't changed his mind. Look at his honesty. At least he know it, because he said, "Oh, wretched man that I am, who shall deliver me from the body of this death?" He knew he was a dead man walking. He knew that he was damned. He knew that he was doomed. False doctrine that you hear today, folks think they're on their way to heaven, even though they're sinning, and they go by, "He know my heart." They forget Jeremiah at 17, I believe, what is it, in 9, or is it 7? 17 and 9? Said the heart of man is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. But you got people going around saying they have a good heart. No, the heck you don't. It will trick you into believing that the wages of sin is not death, because you have good intentions. A road to hell is paved with good intentions. He had good intentions, and he made it plain. And his conclusion of his good intentions was, "O wretched man that I am, who shall deliver me from the body of his death?" He knew he needed to be saved. He needed to be rescued. He's going through the motions, but if you take it to the top, his rescue came by being dead to the law and alive on the Yah. By coming from up under the carnal commandments and entering into relationship. By getting the revelation of the conclusion of the Ten Commandments. All 10 was good, but they was describing a true relationship, in essence, which we're going to get into in the next chapter more, because chapters and verses is not how it was written. That's there so you can navigate. Man added that so you can navigate. This is one long epistle, one long letter to the Romans, and so it's ongoing. Well, we're going to obey the chapters and verses, so we can chop it up. But I'm appreciating Saul for being honest. He's saying, "I want to do good. I love Yah in my heart, but I'm going against him. The Ten Commandments came, sin revived, and I died." He gave me the commandments, and I was telling him how much I loved him. The commandments came, sin revived, and I died. He told me to do one thing, I was doing another. The only thing I can do is draw nigh on him with my mouth, honor him with my lips, but my heart, my lifestyle was far from him. O wretched man that I am, who shall deliver me from the body of his death? I want to serve him, but I'm not. I set out to do what's right, and I come up short. I need some help. O wretched man that I am, who shall deliver me from the body of his death? He was doing the best he could, and he had to admit, I'm a dead man still. And some of us need to get away from false doctrine and these false teachers that's telling you you're only human. and that can't nobody be perfect. And the Mashiach is the one that said, be perfect, even as your Father which is heaven is perfect. we got to start rightly dividing the word, y'all. Oh, wretched man that I am, who shall deliver me from the body of his death? At least he knew he needed to be delivered. And because of his honesty, not only was he delivered, but he wrote it so we can be delivered as well. And we'll get more deliverance out of these scriptures when we pick it back up in the next chapter, Romans 8, right? So let me read the last verse, 25th verse. I thank Yah through Yahushua HaMashiach, our Adonai. So then with the mind, I serve the law of Yah. Mentally, I'm down with the Ten Commandments. Mentally, I'm all for it. There's nothing wrong with it. Bring them on. Yep, I'll do it. All 10 of them. I thank Yah through Yahushua HaMashiach, our Adonai. So then with the mind, I serve the law of Yah. But with the flesh, that evil nature we've been talking about, I got a problem. So he was left schizophrenic right here. Like the flesh is lust against the spirit against the flesh. But at least he concluded, and I'm going to say it again and we're going to get out of here, but at least he concluded that he knew he was wretched, and he also knew that he needed to be delivered. Because too many people is living in the latter part of Romans, the 7th chapter, claiming eternal life. And they're deceived. Because he didn't even do that. He claimed death, being in that state of wanting to do what's right but can't do it. He even scooted himself away from it and said, well, at least you know that I really want to do what's right. But how to do it, I find not. So then when he looked at himself, he said, you know what? The wages of sin is death. I'm toe up. So we'll pick it up in Romans 8 sometime real soon. We'll see when we do it. Y'all notify me because, again, I be saying that I just been so busy, but I plan on like chiming on at any time. And if y'all put me on the notification so when I go on Facebook Live, y'all get a notification so y'all can join me as we go into Romans 8. Or I might do it, we'll see when I do it. I might do it tomorrow. We'll see. But anyway, Spirit living Yah, we love you and thank you for this opportunity to come before you. We hope and pray that your word will forth with clarity, follow down the souls of your children, springing up in everlasting life. Wide is the road, lead to destruction. Many there be that go in there, but straight and narrow is the path lead to life. Few to be defined. That let us again be the few. Wake up Israel. Those that are grafted in, wake them up as well to truth. Illuminate us, cause us to deny our flesh and walk according to the Ruach HaKodesh, your spirit. We trust you, we believe even this will be done because of your mercy and your power. The power of your Ruach HaKodesh, the power of your word. Make us new in you. And we be careful to give you the praise and the honor, not only now but forevermore. In the matchless name of Yahushua HaMashiach, we humbly pray. Hallelujah, hallelujah, and amen.
Conference recording stopped. Conference unmuted.
All right, y'all. Thanks for hanging out. We're on the conference line. We're on the conference line if you want to chop it up. The reason why I don't be commenting when y'all commenting because my device is the other way. I can't even see the screen. And when I be looking at this screen, I be teaching. I be looking at the scripture. And so, but if y'all want to talk, we can do that for a moment before I get out of here. 302-202-1102, extension 815648. Again, 302-202-1102, extension 815648. If you have any questions or anything like that. Other than that, love every last one of you. Continue to pray for me as I pray for you. And if you want to sow into the ministry, if you believe I'm teaching the truth, you want to sow into the ministry, it's good ground. You can go to DerrickMann5857 at yahoo.com. That's DerrickMann 5857 at yahoo.com. Y'all be Baruch and Barak Shalom.